Hi everyone, this is Dachai. So we are going to be at part two for the business partner accounts payable SAP S/4HANA. So this is part two. Okay, let's go. Let's get started. Okay, a little inspiration. So George Orwell, right, says, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." Hmm, gotta think about that one. That's pretty deep. Okay, so right here, we are going to be looking at one-time invoice detail. So one-time accounts and normal accounts, an important category that can be made in accounts payable. Okay, so accounts group is between one-time accounts and normal accounts. So one-time accounts is used to pass to post to customers or suppliers with which you can which you don't have and you don't expect to have permanent business relation. So for these cases, it doesn't make sense to create a master record because it would be redundant. The one-time customer or supplier use a business partner master record without specific general bank and tax detail. These are entered during the posting of the actual documents in the special pop-ups, which you can see in the figure. So the payment detail is specific per document, but can also be default in the master record. The one-time account. So the separate detail of the individual one-time account are stored in the customer and supplier list. Later, you could report the inline items on the one-time account by adding the supplier's name. Okay, so take a look at that. All right, so right here we're going to be looking at the sensitivity for field definition. So the one potential important setting that you could configure for customers and suppliers is to define the field that triggers the due control workflow. So if enabled, the system will require an approval step to confirm certain changes in the master record. Payment to suppliers or from the customers are blocked until the change is confirmed by users, which is the authorizations to do so. So that's important. So we should set that. So you can use the confirm customer list or the confirm suppliers list app to display the accounts for which approval for a change are pending. Okay, so right here we're going to be looking at the supplier's master data maintenance general data. So general data, so when creating the general data of a business partner, the selection common for any and every role assigned. You maintain the basic data, which includes business partner grouping. Also define the number given and identification detail, right? So depending on the business partner category. So take a look at that. All right, so right here we are going to be looking at the supplier's master data maintenance general data. So in the additional information area of the screen, you can see maintenance overall block that will apply to all roles for posting both customers and suppliers. So payments, purchasing for suppliers, building and delivery for customers. And then you can also maintain the corresponding customer and alternative pay field for suppliers and corresponding suppliers and alternative pay field for customers. Then you got the by selecting alternative payees, allowing document pay and document authenticating business partner master data. You could enter alternative payees or payer, payer or payee, even ones not maintained in the system. So directly when processing on invoice, you could enter a list of allowed payers as payee in the master record of the business partner and select the valid ones at the time you need. So then we got, so let's look at when you assign a customer in the supplier's master record, or vice versa. You can choose to show a single balance for the business partner. You can also clear open amounts for the business partner or customers with open items of the business partners suppliers. To do this, you can set clearing with the supplier and clearing with customers in the company's data section of the customer and suppliers row. Okay, so right here we are going to be looking at the supplier master. Right here, so business partner role, customer supplier. So you then assign the relevant roles. A figure showing some of the most relevant standard roles for suppliers and customers. You can also see the date, the validity date of the assigned role. A role can be assigned temporarily. All right. So the business partner address and communication detail. So after assigning roles, you enter the address and standard communication detail as shown. So they're still on the general business partner role level, so the details are common for all roles and maintain ones for business partners. You can also assign different address to details of different time periods, like business partner moves, for example. And then you got right here the most important communication detail that must be entered by default is the communication language. So we got to make sure you can do that right for the correspondence to be done right, right? So any correspondence performed with the business partner is printed, right? Or generally output in the language maintained here. And then right here we got bank detail for suppliers and customers. So other data that you maintain on the general business partner role level includes bank data, detail, ID, account number, account holders, IBN for international or valid, right? And then finally country, right? In many countries the tax numbers, right? So tax numbers is very important field because that's unique to business partners identifiers, and because of the information is often required for reporting. Then right here we're going to be looking at the supplier's master, right? On the let me see here, supplier's company code detail, right? So for customers and suppliers, you use the company code detail shown in the next figure, or shown here, right? Maintain separately per assigned company code to maintain essential information for performing transactions in the financial accounting, right? Such as the following, like reconcile account, short key, payment, right? Tolerance group, posting, right? Blocking payments, house bank, head of office, individual clearing with customer correspondence, and then the tax stuff, right? Withholding and then tax code. So we'll just go over it real quick. Just reconcile account, short key, and payment. If you guys should pause and read through this real quick. This is I don't want to run out of time. So I'm going to move to the next one. So make sure you guys pause and read this. So this is reconciliation account, short key, and payment term. Pause this one right here and then read the payment method, the tolerance group, the blocks for posting and payments, right? Then pause here and then look over this one for house bank at head office. Okay, so make sure you guys read that. And then right here, we got the individual payments, the clearing, the correspondence, and then the tax code. So these are all the definitions for it. Okay. All right. So let's go to our suppliers purchasing data. All right. So the purchasing data for suppliers and sales data for customers are shown for reference purpose in right here. So in the SAP S/4HANA system, material management and sales and attribute details are transferred as characteristic values on the line items of the account documents and stored in the Universal Journal for reporting. All right, so right here, we're going to be looking at the suppliers purchase data and then the customer sales data. But on our end, we're going to be looking at suppliers' purchasing data. So the purchasing data for supplier and the sales data for the customer are shown for reference purpose, right? So in the SAP system, maintain management and sales distribution details, and then transfers as a character's value in the line item of the account documents and stored in the Universal Journal reporting. So then data such as a purchasing group can be transferred to the financial accounting documents with the accounts-based profitability analyst, right? So that's COPA characteristics. And then you can see that the payment terms and maintenance also in the purchase and sales detail is liquidity forecast. So this is for liquidity forecast when posting purchase orders and selling sales orders. So these terms have priorities over those maintained at the company code level. So that's how that's going to look like for suppliers purchasing data. And then here's the suppliers master, right? So business contact detail, suppliers. So finally, you can maintain the analytical contact detail for the business partner. So as right here, you can maintain personal data for the contact person, contact details such as phone numbers, emails, a specific address such as buildings, floors, okay, office. All right, guys, thanks. That wasn't too bad. So make sure you guys look over everything. Thank you.